All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Way Up Trading. Now, today I want to go over Tesla. Tesla is looking like amazing right now. I can't believe this what I'm seeing here with this squeeze. I mentioned before, squeeze season is in, and right now Tesla is making some very, very big moves. We're gonna go and take a look at the charts, go over exactly what took place today, what key levels we actually crossed over, and where I think we're heading going into the next couple of days right after this.
Tesla.
Sorry, Tesla? What Tesla?
Man. Okay, I got the Tesla chart pulled up right now. We're going to go over what I'm seeing right now. This is the one-day chart, and taking a look here, you can see we've been in this downtrend, descending broadening wedge. I mentioned this several times before that this right now is one of my favorite chart patterns that I'm seeing in this bear market, and shows a huge pattern for reversal going forward on any stock you see within this particular accumulation style, structure, spring style. It shows itself all over the market. It's all over the SPY. It's all over several stocks, and Tesla is no different. The downtrend started in 2021 after we, hit the all-time highs, pre-split roughly about 419 and change, and everything basically just kind of waterfalled here all the way up until about the end of 2022, where we got our bottom right at the beginning of 2023, and we got this surge right back up after hitting about $100 target as the lows, which served as a spring area, which brought us back into our high, and we got a retest of the midline of this particular pattern. This pattern is then played out again on a smaller time frame. We're going to zoom in a little bit here to take another look at it. Zooming into it, played out again, retesting that same midline, broke up, almost had a false breakout here, roughly around the $200 mark before being redistributed with news and things like that of Tesla's automatic driving feature having crashes and things like that, all types of news, which again, they usually play out on the charts. This is something we find pretty regularly with these types of squeeze stocks where they manipulate the news. Obviously, Tesla it does have issues at certain times, but it's not enough to cause certain sell-offs. Only when they want to reaccumulate shares, short positions looking to reaccumulate, will you see those types of pieces of information come out about certain stocks. So in my opinion, that was really orchestrated by big money to get the stocks down lower in order to reaccumulate and send it up when they were ready. From a Wyckoff perspective, this was a distribution with a retest after a spring. So you have your spring and a spring test. Now, after that spring test of this midline, I mean, this thing just went nuclear once it broke the first descending broadening wedge and eventually broke its second descending broadening wedge after it crossed this purple line that I have marked here of 221 and 26 cents.
Place a giant laser on the moon.
Went up, got a retest, and has now been on a moon mission ever since having that retest of the wedge. Next level I'm actually looking at this point after breaking, and then after hours, this thing is going nuts. You can see we already crossed after breaking 234, 235, which is the mark I had previously expected for us to touch before retracing. It literally has just crossed over it and blown through it right now, looking at 244, 245 already in the after hours time frame, where the shorts are just letting off the break there, and then now it's starting to move up. The next target I actually have here is going to be around 261. 261 is the next target I have on Tesla, and this thing can continue on. If it breaks these levels, it can actually start to do some damage all the way up to the $300 mark before possibly calming down and retracing, finding some support somewhere up here after filling this upside gap that we have here roughly around the 260 mark. And yeah, this thing can go pretty parabolic. We're going to watch on Tesla and take a closer look on what I see on the more closer time frames if you're looking to get into calls. Things are pretty hot with this stock right now, so do pay attention, be careful. IV is probably really juiced because, I mean, we went from a roughly about a $213 range just the other day up to a $40 move within a very short time span. So we'll take a look at some of the indicators to see what I'm finding here. But do be careful if you're not already in this. You might want to just watch your exposure if you're looking to play calls. Shares right now are still looking pretty good based on what I'm seeing movement wise, and the overall market is looking really bullish despite what people think. Heading into FOMC, things are looking really positive for this Tesla stock and a lot of other tech stocks right now in this space. Now, before jumping over into the closer time frames, I just want to go and review the macro that I'm seeing on the 3-day chart. And right now, the macro is showing that we did break that major level of resistance off of this bullish bat pattern on the 3-day chart. And again, we're in that descending broadening wedge setup, but we did go ahead and break our type 1 location of 225 today, or actually in yesterday's price action, and now we're heading up to the type 2 reaction, which is going to be, or target 2 reaction, which is going to be at $297, which is unbelievable. If you were able to go ahead and catch this bottom at $100, you're looking at almost 200% return on shares only. If you got leaps down here in terms of call leaps, you're probably really happy right now. So we're gonna keep an eye on this. We're gonna take a look at the closer dated time frames to see what kind of opportunity may be still available on this, either to the up or possibly even the downside. Let's just keep it real. We do want to catch opportunities when they're there. It is pretty hot right now, but it is a steamroller overall. I got the RSI pulled up on Tesla right now on the 4-hour chart. You can see that we had our cross way back on April of 2023, and this thing has completely been on a rocket all the way up here. We're now in over-purchased or overbought territory. And it's been up here for now the last couple of days since the beginning of the month. This is an indication of a most likely a sell-off can be happening, but if we keep crossing these levels, I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. We're going into FOMC next week. We're going into the rate hike decision. If there's any idea of a pause or anything like that, this thing is going to continue. I do expect us to hit that 297 mark I mentioned a little while ago. But right now, we are still in that uptrend. Interestingly enough, you can take a look at the volume. I'm going to zoom in a little closer here on the 4-hour time frame. Volume is still on the increase as the price is rising. So this doesn't show signs of selling off just yet. There's a little more time. Even though the RSI is hot, it still does want to move. So we'll pay attention to it. We'll go into closer time frames. And we got the 15-minute time frame pulling up here, and you can see here back since the end of May, Tesla's been on this move upward. After breaking its descending broadening wedge we mentioned a few minutes ago, and also breaking those key levels, filling its gaps, and just continuing on. It's this rising wedge that's been playing out. You can see that in the shorter time frames, it gets these pops and fades, but the pops are pretty significant. I noticed that the price action on Tesla has been pretty erratic. $10 and we're down another $10, and then it just goes back and forth. But right now the volume has been waning on the downside and then picking up on the upsides. Right now we are still above the signal line on the volume area on the 15-minute chart. However, we are getting smaller and smaller on the spreads of these candles going up. We'll see. I mean, right now I still have us targeting right now roughly about 261.04 as the top if it continues to hold and start to push towards the end of this rising wedge. But I have the top of this actually hitting before coming back down and retracing. So guess what? June 16th, 2023, which is the OPEX date that we've been talking about here on this channel. OPEX is going to be the monthly and yearly expiration dates for all options. And right now, a lot of stocks are squeezing, not only because of the FOMC and the Fed rate hike decision, but also what's happening with the options expiration dates. These heavily shorted stocks will usually run the week prior to or the week after the OPEX date or this monthly expiration date. So it's happening. Squeeze season is here. Tesla's looking like a huge winner right now, not only for a fundamentally strong company, but also for the fact that a lot of shorts have been betting against this thing for the longest. And it's just the infinite squeeze. I mean, this thing doesn't stop moving. And hey, we're going to take advantage of it as it goes up. Be careful with your contracts. They are pretty expensive on this particular stock. So do keep your losses small and your wins big. And let's make some money on this thing while the opportunity is here. If you like this type of content, please go ahead and like, subscribe, leave any questions and comments in the comment box below. Join us on the way up. We're going to be here each and every day, growing our portfolios together and making the outcome income for 2023. Follow me on Twitter for more information on some high quality stocks that I post there, and also high quality plays for options. Until next time, we'll see you again. Peace.